Good morning everyone, I hope you've had a lovely half term and I hope you had a well-deserved and well-earned rest. But in your maths today we're going to start a new area of learning within maths and we're going to be looking at length and height this week, okay? So before we get started, look at the question that's on the screen now. What do you think length and or height means, okay? So pause the video here and have a little chat, a little discussion as to what you think length means and what does height mean. Okay, right. I hope that you've had a little discussion and you've managed to find out an idea on what you think length is and height, because they are both very similar but both have very different meanings as well. And I'm going to show you now practically, okay? So, length. Let's start with length. I've got a snake here. Can you see my snake? Or a worm, whatever you want to class it as. And if I'm looking at length, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how long something is. Can you say that word? Long. Very good. Okay. So when I'm talking about length, I'm talking about how long something is. Okay. So this snake can be quite long. Okay. If I get a whiteboard pen, right, I can say the length of my pen. Okay. So that's what we're talking about when we say length. When we say height, we're looking at something a bit different. I'm just going to move the worm over there. And I'm actually going to get these cubes, okay? We've all used these cubes in school. Now, if I was to lay the cubes down flat like that, I would be talking about its length, okay? When we talk about height, we're talking about how tall something is. Can you say tall? Very good. So length is looking at how long something is, and height is looking at how tall something is, okay? And we're going to be looking at both these areas of maths this week, okay? So, that's what we mean by length and by height, okay? Right then, let's remove my board off. Lovely. Okay, right, so what I'd like you to do now is we're going to be looking at some language in maths. It's very important we use the right language when we're looking at length and height. So, we've already spoken about this word, long, okay? Can you say that? Long. Very good. Now, when we're comparing objects, okay, when we're comparing the length of something, we can say that something can be long. I'm going to change the colour of my pen. Long. Okay, longer, okay? We know that something can be longer as well. Can you say that word? Very good, okay? Next one we're going to look at is, if something can be long, something can also be quite the opposite, short, short. Can you say that word? Very good. Okay, and again, if we're comparing some objects together, we can say that it is shorter, okay? Can you say shorter? Very good. Okay, so we've got long, longer, short, shorter, right? And we're going to have another look at another one, which we can say is long, longest, okay? Longest, like that. So when something has got an est suffix, we know that it is, nothing can be any longer than it because it is the longest piece, okay? The longest one. And of course we can have shortest as well, okay? Can you say that? Very good. Okay, so we got long, longer, longest, short, shorter, shortest. That's if we're talking about length, okay? If we're talking about height, we need to include a few more words, okay? So it's this one. Tall. Can you say tall? Very good. We can also say taller. Can you say taller? Very good. And of course we can have the est suffix, tall, ist. You say that one for me? Let's go through all the words together. So, my turn, your turn. Long, longer, longest, short, shorter, shortest, tall, taller, tallest. Okay? These words here are our key words for today. Okay? They're our key vocab for the whole of this week, actually, of length and height. It's very important that we're using the right words all of the time. Okay? Now, I want you to pause the video here and I want you to go and find somebody in your house and compare your height, okay, with someone. So find out who is taller, this word here, and who is shorter, okay? Who's taller and who's shorter? Off you go. Okay, I hope you've compared the height, and then to do that you needed to stand up back to back, okay? Remember, because we're looking at how tall somebody is in this case, because we're looking at height, okay? Why don't you pause the video again and find out the length of something, okay? I'm going to show you now actually a little bit about an example that I've got here. So, I've got some cubes, okay? Let me just take our vocabulary away a second and put this here. Right, I've got some cubes, okay? My tower of cubes. I'm looking at the height. So, there's one. And I'll get another one. Okay, here's my other cube. Okay, my towers of cubes. Okay, so if I turn my camera around, oh, it's a bit upside down there at the moment. Maybe if we do it this way. Okay, actually, right. So if you see my towers here of cubes, right. If I'm going to put it side by side and we're looking at the height of this, okay, I'm looking here and I'm looking here, okay. Which one is taller, which one is shorter? Number 1 or number 2? Tower number 1 is taller, but tower number 2 is also shorter, isn't it? Okay, so we're comparing the height there. If I'm going to look at length, I can take my worm here, so this is the length of this one, okay, and then if I get another worm, I can now compare them by putting them together. Now make sure that they are equal as well. Can't have it like that, it's not fair, is it? Okay, they have to be in the same level. Right, so this one is longer, the purple snake is longer than the green snake. And I can also say the purple one is the longest. The green one is the shortest. Okay, and the green snake is shorter than the purple snake, because what I'm doing is I'm comparing between the two, okay? And that's what you need to do today. You need to do today with your objects on your sheet, okay? There's a lot of practical work going on in length and height, okay? Needing to make sure that we can compare objects together, okay? So we're looking at longer, longest, long, short, shorter, shortest, when we're looking at length, and for height, we're looking at tall, taller, and tallest. So today's learning, you're going to be comparing objects and comparing their length and comparing their height. Okay? So make sure that you watch this clip again if you're a bit unsure, but making sure that we're doing it lots of practical ways, okay? Measuring length and height. Now if you haven't got any cubes at home, you can use different objects to compare, right, around the house. Find something that can stack easily, okay? Something like that. So, I look forward to seeing what you can do today, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing what you know all about length and height this week.